everybody. And it is indeed that time of year again. And I'm happy to say that the temperatures are finally cooperating, at least here in Toronto anyways. We went from, I'm going to say bitterly cold because, single digits at the end of May counts as bitterly cold to actually double digits, which is really nice. And that has put all of us, including me, in the mood to ice our beverages. So we've got some great guests for you over the next couple of weeks. Really, really excited. Some familiar faces, some new faces, and what I know is going to be really, really exciting recipes because I say this every single time, and I've realized that I tend to repeat myself a lot, but maybe because I have really good points. But what I do keep repeating myself about is that every single year, people come up with fantastic recipes and really, really good ideas, and ideas that I know I have taken back with me and have certainly used in my own kitchen. So with that, I am very happy to introduce to you my first guest, Stephen Twining, 10th generation of the famous tea family. So yes, indeed, the Twining family has known that he wanted to become involved in the family business from the age of 8. He joined Twinings in 1985, and after 9 years in a variety of jobs in sales, Stephen transferred to head office in Andover, where he's currently a director of corporate relations, incorporating media relations and business visits to Asia, Australia, Europe, Scandinavia, the Middle East, as well as North and South America. Hello, Stephen. How are you?
Great. Lovely to see you. I'm fine. Thank you very much.
Lovely to see you as always. Lovely to be in your beautiful kitchen as always.
Thank you.
How's the weather? I see you're wearing a woolly jumper. So does that mean the weather is not cooperating in the UK?
It's not. We've had a gorgeous May. We had double digits and lots of sunshine. And June comes along and the heavens have opened. The temperature's plummeted. So it's about 15 degrees Celsius or 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So very much the need for a woolly jumper. I'm envious of you, but sounds like you've had an awful time, so you deserve the extra.
Yes, we'll try to shift some your way as well. But yeah, it's iced tea has certainly not been top of mind over here. So, Stephen, I hear you have 2 delicious recipes for us today.
Absolutely, yes. And in the theme of trying to make iced tea as successful and as simple as possible, they are really very straightforward.
Okay.
I actually did plan ahead, so I brewed the first set of tea a couple of hours ago, so it's now room temperature. If you were in a hurry and you wanted to serve it to your guests instantly, use half the amount of water, get some ice cubes once it's fully brewed, and ice it down so it comes back to the right strength. So yeah, preparation time for these. How long does it take to squeeze an orange and half a lemon? Really not that long. The one thing I did do, because obviously I brewed the tea hot to chill it down, I put the 3 teaspoonfuls of sugar that the recipe calls for in when it was hot, because it's easier to dissolve it.
Okay, so that's an important tip for everybody making iced tea. If you want it sweetened, you need to sweeten it when it's still hot.
Yeah, now some people might point fingers at me and say that I've been preaching for years that you should never mix sugar and tea together, but in iced tea it actually holds the flavor up, so it is quite acceptable in iced tea.
I agree with you 100%. I say, the rules that we apply to hot tea do not apply to iced teas.
Very much so. Very much so. So yeah. So what have I got here? I've got 280 ml of chilled tea. Okay. I have got 1 whole freshly squeezed orange.
Oh, we're losing your connection, Stephen. Hello. Hello.
Which we're going to mix up very simply. All the recipe says is put it all together. It's meant to make a couple of servings, so I'm going to put half of the tea in. In goes the lemon juice. This really couldn't be easier. Add the orange juice. Top up with about 250 ml of um,
Oh.
dry ginger ale.
Okay.
And if I've left enough rum, I'm going to garnish it with a little bit of a slice of orange. And iced tea is not complete without a lump of ice. So yeah, nice effervescence from the bubbles, bring it alive. Lovely, fresh, fruity taste. One day I'm going to have to come out and do this in Canada, so I'll actually hand you a drink because it always feels very cold.
I'm going to hold you to that, Stephen.
Excellent.
I'm really going to hold you to that. So, can you just repeat for us what tea you use, because your connection cut out during that.
Sorry. So I'm using an orange Pekoe.
Okay.
It's called Brilliant Orange Pekoe. It's a nice light tea. It's not going to overpower it, so that all the ingredients are working with each other in harmony. We don't want too big of flavors. We don't want a scented tea.
Yeah.
So yeah, really great tea. It's been specially blended by our master tea tasters to get away, to make it a smoother, rounder orange Pekoe character. Some teas certainly can have a slightly bitter note. This absolutely doesn't. And this is super refreshing, ideal on a hot sunny day. Couldn't be easier to make.
Like seriously, it couldn't be easier to make. So you brewed your tea hot, you sweetened it to taste, you let it chill, and then you put that into a glass with lemon juice and orange juice and ginger ale. Simsalabim.
And then garnish with a piece of fruit to make it look pretty, and off we go.
Okay, perfect. I love it. All right, I have all of those things in my kitchen right now.
Excellent. Delighted to hear it. I know what you'll be doing later.
I most definitely will. That sounds really refreshing. What's your second one? And it's with one of my favorite juices. So tell everybody what you're making.
Yes, called it a grapefruit cooler, and again, same tea, the Brilliant Orange Pekoe. This recipe literally calls for a cup of that. So I brewed it in a cup because then you get the right measure. Fairly straightforward. Same technique. I brewed it hot and let it go cold. I could have brewed half of the tea and added the ice as described before. I have half a grapefruit freshly squeezed.
Okay.
The recipe actually says low calorie tonic water. I'm not big on low calories, so I've gone for the regular.
I'm with you on that one.
Tonic water. What it says is quite literally put a couple of lumps of ice into the glass. And this is where it could all go horribly wrong. Pour the tea over the ice. No, that's okay.
No, pour like a pro.
So good. Stir in the grapefruit juice, which is going to give it. I went for a red grapefruit here.
Nice.
Just to bring out a bit more color.
Gorgeous.
Give that a good stir, and a little bit of peel just for good measure over the top, a bit of a squeeze. And again, how easy is that? Cheers.
That is super simple. And then does it, I'm curious whether you forgot the tonic.
I forgot the tonic.
You
tasted
did.
It went, oh no, we're missing something. Tonic. It's about 100, 150 ml of tonic. And you can adjust that to your taste. That just brings it alive with the bubbles. I love bubbles in drinks.
Same. Same. It just makes everything a little bit more intentional.
Yes.
Like I intended to make something special if there's bubbles in it. That's how I feel.
That's a beautiful way of describing it. I love that. I'm going to have to steal that. Sorry.
It's yours. It's yours to have. No need to steal.
That's very kind.
So I'm curious. Does like the bitterness from the tonic and the bitterness from the grapefruit must have a really nice balance?
They do, yeah. It works in absolute harmony. This is an unsweetened tea. There was no sugar in this recipe, so we're just getting the sweetness and the balance from really the grapefruit, the tonic water, and the base of the tea.
So as one cocktail drinker to another, I'm curious what that would taste like with a splash of gin.
I could go and get the gin bottle and let you know, but maybe I'll leave it till afterwards.
Leave it until afterwards, and you're going to have to send me a message and let me know, or I'm going to try it as well, and we can compare notes.
Yeah, but you're right. I think a gin in this one in particular,
yeah.
Obviously, there's the connection with the tonic to start with, but would work really well with the grapefruit.
Yeah.
So I haven't actually tried that, to my surprise.
Okay. Well, like I said, as one fellow cocktail drinker to another, I think we're going to have to try that. Well, excellent. Wonderful. Thank you so much for the delicious recipes. Really, really appreciate it. Always appreciate your time. I hope the weather picks up for you and, you know, can get outside and these.
Yeah, but no, always a pleasure to share these things, because I know you have so many great guests on sharing all sorts of ideas. But yeah, start with something really simple, really accessible, and most of all, really tasty.
But I'll tell you something, Stephen, and I've heard this. So those of you watching have heard me talk about, and she's listening right now, my sister. My sister lives in Germany, and she likes her tea. She prefers her coffee. But she drinks a tea, but she loves iced tea. And her son, who is 12, 11, 10, I'm going to get in trouble for not knowing his exact age, iced TV has converted them to drinking their tea iced. And the reason I'm telling you this is because she just said to me, I love watching Stephen Twining because he makes recipes that I know I can repeat.
Wow, that is high praise indeed. Thank you very much indeed.
But I think sometimes we need to remember that keeping it simple and delicious are really what we're after, right? It has to be accessible.
Absolutely, yeah. Somebody could pop into your house unexpected guest. Oh, I got fancy an iced tea, and 5 minutes, and you're there.
It doesn't have to be complicated, and yet it still looks fancy.
Oh yes, and it tastes as good as it looks.
Well,
I have to take my word for that until you try it.
I will definitely try it later today. Thank you, Stephen, as always, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon, evening.
Thank you.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Lovely to see you.
You too.
Bye now.
Take care. Bye. Okay, easy peasy. Like literally, steep your tea, sweeten it, put it in the fridge, and then mix it with something that you like. I mean, those are really the basic principles that we just walked through. So, anytime I hear somebody tell me it's complicated, I'm going to point you to some of these recipes. So with that, I am very pleased to introduce my next guest to you. One of my many favorites. I have so many favorites. I don't even pretend to choose. But that's the beauty of being in this gorgeous business of ours called tea. And who am I talking about? Mike Harney. Mike is the master tea buyer and blender of Harney and Sons. Like his father, John, Mike is a published author as well as an educator who loves to scour the globe, meeting with tea producers from all the major tea regions, looking for the best teas to deliver to his customers. His years of exploring and tasting fine wines have also served him well as a tea taster with a discriminating palate. Hello, Mr. Harney.
Hello, how are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
Well, I'm great. I was thinking it's such an honor to follow Mr. Twinings there, and because of that, I said, well, he's 10 generations. So I brought one of my favorite sons. As you said, we can't choose, but this is the one that happens to be here. So I'm 2, he's 3, so that makes us 5. So we're half of the 10. Really.
Is that the way math works in generations?
Indeed.
All right. Okay.
Well, the other joy is that young Emeric, who's not so young anymore, is a bartender of sorts. He has a bar in, where is it?
Selma, North Carolina.
Oh.
Which is north of South Carolina.
Okay. All right. I love it. Okay. So first of all, I'm so pleased that you brought your son. It's lovely to meet you because your dad has talked about you, but seems to have kept you off camera and away from me. So Maybe because he knows I won't invite him anymore if I see
Indeed.
your magic. Is that the
That's
problem?
something like that. That's right. That's right.
All right. So, Emeric, tell us what you're making for us today.
Well, so I brought some of the teas that we get. We sell to our friend Tio at Premium Teas up in Toronto. Or
Perfect.
what's the town next to Toronto? Just south of the airport.
Niagara.
I can't pronounce it. It's a Native American. Etcha something or other. Let's move on.
Okay.
In any event, so we have some different. I just wanted to show you.
Etobicoke? Somebody says Etobicoke?
That's what you say. Yes, somebody would say that. Not me though.
Clearly not you.
Right. And then we have some Paris tea here.
Okay.
That Tio carries, and then this is an herbal blend, which is the raspberry,
Okay.
and so that looks kind of nice, right?
Beautiful.
It doesn't look too bad. And then blood orange, which is a lighter color than the, and both of these have no caffeine in it. These have caffeine. And one of the things that Jamno, that we do is we try to choose teas that won't cloud the black tea. So traditionally we've gotten them from China. However, in the United States, as you may know, that is proving to be a bit more difficult. So we're still
challenging.
Yeah, we're still doing that. And then these are some of the pack styles. There we have 15, and each bag in here makes 2 quarts, which I'm told is 2 liters. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. And so what we do is we always say that you have to make a concentrate with the hot water, and you put the 1 bag, this will make 1 cup. I better read it so I don't make a mistake. Stage fright. 2 cups of water. There we go. 2 cups of water. And then later, after 15 minutes, yank the bag out and then add in the remaining 6 cups to make your 2 liters.
Okay.
Okay.
So I do have a few questions for you. So these bags that people can purchase, they have pre-packed bags inside of them that are made specifically for iced tea. Is that correct?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. So you've made it like super simple for people.
Well, I mean, in the States, iced tea is a big deal. So we have to make it simple because we're in the States. So we have Emeric's that's the basics, right? We want to make sure the teas don't cloud, and we want to make sure that they have a natural sweetness to them, because I was always told to buy teas that make you smile. And so there you go. See, and you're not even drinking the tea.
I'm not even drinking the tea.
All right. Well, what happens is the natural sunlight comes down, does the photosynthesis, and creates sugars. So thus, they have a natural sweetness to it. And so we choose ones that are sweeter tasting than, say, other ones.
Which means, and I've learned this from you, so I've stolen this line from you, which is you're drinking sunshine.
That's true.
I love that.
That's true.
I'm going to make a T-shirt out of that. Next conference.
Well, you're good at this, so I believe you would.
Next conference. I'm writing it down right now.
See?
There you go. This is how ideas happen.
Warner's going to make the first drink, since he is a bartender. We chose to make an alcoholic drink. So
love it.
It would be appropriate to have Canadian Club. And Emeric, can you tell us what you're going to do? Which one are you using?
I'm going to be using the Paris iced tea.
Okay.
So Paris is a black tea with blackcurrant, bergamot, vanilla, and caramel.
Okay.
And I'm a little out of my element here without a measuring jigger, and
I feel you 100%.
But we actually at the bar. So the bar is called Quantum Toad, and so
Quantum Toad.
It's
yeah, I even charge them for this kind of stuff.
It's located 30 minutes outside of Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay.
And actually, on our signature cocktails list, 60% of our cocktails have tea components. So sometimes what we'll do is we'll infuse the tea into the liquor, whether it's like a vodka, gin, something like that. Other times we make simple syrups. And then other times we can do just a nice tea like we're doing today.
Okay.
So just do it then.
We're going to get there. So I don't have.
Oh, the other trick is that we always like to cool you don't want to put it hot with ice, because then it'll cloud, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if that had been covered yet.
No. Repeat that for everybody.
What did I say? Put You want to get down to room temperature before you put ice in, because if it's very hot, it will cloud. Basically, when you're making tea, you're taking a solid and making it into a liquid. So you have the dissolved solids. And if the temperature changes too radically by putting the ice on it, then those solids will precipitate back out and make cloudiness.
So for those of you that are listening, when you've made your iced teas and it becomes that sort of cloudy, as Mike says, and sort of that murky color, I mean, it's fine. It's an aesthetic thing. That's what he's talking about. So to prevent that. Okay. Jem says, great tip, by the way.
My father always said, put in a little acid and it would clarify it.
Okay. So a little splash of lemon juice.
Yes. Or a little squeeze of lemon as.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to you, Emeric.
So one of the cocktails that we do quite well, and this is a little bit different than that, but it's almost like it's a whiskey sour.
Okay.
And so we call it the Eiffel Toad because we also use the Paris tea at our bar.
Love it. Okay.
Sour, it's the toad. And so I'm going to use 1.5 ounces. I think we're going to guess here. 1.5 ounces of whiskey.
Okay.
No control here, huh?
There is no control.
All right.
Hopefully.
As it should be. He's not at the bar. At the bar, he's got to control his costs.
Yeah. We'll do 1 ounce of iced tea. We've also got some lime juice here, so that's kind of where the sour element comes through. We're not going to put any egg white in here. I also don't have a shaker to really give us all that.
So for those of you watching, I beg of you, as somebody who loves my whiskey sours, please squeeze fresh lemon juice. Right?
I agree. Times are tough down here. You don't understand.
And it is important when you're making a cocktail in general that there is traditionally some sort of a sweet element. So, when you look at like a Negroni, you've got the sweet vermouth, there's a sweetness there.
What about a whiskey sour?
In a whiskey sour, we're going to use some simple syrup, just because
Perfect.
we don't have any sort of a sour mix or anything like that. And I sound like you're not a fan of sour mix anyways. So
I'm not. I'm sorry. I want it. Yeah.
You don't have to apologize.
So then it would just be 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. That's just enough to give you a little bit of that sweetness. I don't know if you know where he's going to have me do this. But
Right here.
Yeah.
And simple syrup, equal parts sugar and water for those listening. So literally a cup to a cup, 1/2 cup to 1/2 cup, whatever your parts are, dissolve it in on heat.
Which also sometimes you can skip a step there and make the simple syrup out of your tea.
There we go. So this is the finished product.
So hang on, Mike.
I can't. I got to hang up.
No, hang on.
Oh,
So sorry, repeat that. So you're talking about making a simple syrup out of the tea. So your liquid is your tea. Is that what you just said?
Yep.
Love that. Okay.
Oh, really? I wasn't listening. Good thing you said that. That's why you said repeat.
That's what I'm here for.
Yes. I know this. That's it. All right.
Okay, I love that. I'm writing that one down. Okay. Yep.
And so hopefully he doesn't die over there as he makes.
I wish it was fresh lemon juice. That's the only thing.
You'll have to make it again.
Right.
And
Well,
taste
on to the next one because we know that your time is of the essence there.
No, yours is.
So
No.
the other one that he wanted to look at was doing something that was alcohol free. So we're going to be doing equal parts. We have a coconut water that we offer.
Oh, okay. Love it.
We're going to be doing equal parts coconut water and plain black iced tea.
Doesn't look like equal parts.
You check
50-50. So it's sort of an Arnold Palmer. We can't use that term because someone has registered it. But if one was to use that term, then that's what it would be. And then a little bit of sugar, right?
If you want.
Arnold Palmer-esque.
Esque.
There you go. You can stir that at another time.
Do you do drinks like this down there?
We don't do drinks like that. We do a lot of fun things like chai white Russians. We do what else is a fun thing? We do like a lavender tea infused French 75.
Oh, yum.
Yeah. We actually do
delish.
Japanese sencha infused vodka into a lemon drop martini. And so there's a lot of fun.
To come for a visit.
Yeah. He hasn't been yet, so.
Well, we could go down there. That's right. When we're in down in Charleston.
You know who has been, who really enjoyed himself, was James Norwood Pratt.
Oh,
He thoroughly enjoyed the green tea martini.
very nice.
I had something last night, which was matcha and
Watermelon juice.
watermelon juice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So, question for you: do you, I mean, there's a rise in sober curious, no alcohol, etc. Do you do a lot of mocktails at the bar?
We do a mixture of THC cocktails, so without alcohol.
Okay.
And
Yep.
we also have what we call the tadpole, which
Okay.
is a sweet tea, essentially, because we're in North Carolina, so sweet tea is very prevalent. But it's with, so it's a sweet Paris tea with pineapple, lemon juice, and then we float club soda. So it has a really nice, refreshing quality to it. So,
Okay. All right.
not a ton. We are a big bourbon bar, but
I'm gonna send you a recipe for a faux gin and tonic.
okay.
And I've made it for guests before and not told them it was a faux gin and tonic.
Not Gem, no.
No, well, no, Jem, no, Jem as well. He was there, but he knew because he was there when I made it.
I mean, you can't do that to a Brit.
A faux gin and well, I mean, I had the real stuff as well, but I just wanted to see whether or not people would be able to tell the difference, and you couldn't tell the difference. And it's made from tea, so herbal botanicals.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll send that to you in case you're interested.
Excellent.
I love that. So Mike,
Yes.
why don't you bring the young man to my conference in Canada?
Well, you have to ask his mother.
I am 38, so I don't need permission.
Well, then let me personally invite you, please.
He keeps
Niagara
me
on the Lake again?
Yeah.
That's always a fun spot.
Would you come?
And I would come, but he usually keeps me behind closed doors. So
No,
You just told me you're 38 and don't need permission.
yeah, but he says, I'm going, so you can't go.
And you know Kevin, right? You know Kevin?
Kevin.
Kevin?
Yes.
Yes. He's the
So-
other mixologist.
So okay, I'm saying
He's
this.
the mixologist.
This is being recorded now, so I'm gonna be held to this. Emeric, I am inviting you because I would like you to make some of these gorgeous drinks for the delegates.
That would be fun. When is it?
Do that.
Next year.
I have the dates. I've already have my dates. I'm gonna send them to you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
It's recorded. We have receipts.
Yes.
Well, and not only receipts, people are watching it live, so I will definitely be held to this.
Excellent. Excellent.
That and everybody wants a T-shirt. So
There you go.
thank you. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that.
Well, thank you. We always like to keep a smile on your face.
Delicious, delicious. Tell people in Canada, where can they get
Premium
this?
Teas is that's Tio that runs Premium Teas. So it's premiumteas.ca, I guess.
Yep. Okay. They are actually listening right now. So Premium Teas, pop your address and link into the chat box for everybody watching. And thank you.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Always some fun recipes, and I'm going to try some of these.
Great. Thank you.
All right. Thanks to you both. It was nice meeting you, Emeric.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Always fun. And extra fun when you see multiple generations up on the screen together. I love it. I really do. I think there's something lovely about seeing sort of the spark that started in the Harney case with John Harney sort of being passed down from generation to generation. And I think in the tea world, maybe that's easy. I don't know. Maybe it's not. But yeah, I just think it's special. So there you go. Thanks for sharing Emeric with us, Mike. All right. So moving on to my third guest, who always has some really, really fun ideas. And I'm really excited about what she's got for us today. And that's Breanne Day. Breanne is the Canadian sales manager for the fabulous Yogi Tea. She's worked in a variety of sales roles for purpose-driven companies and is passionate about the role that business plays in creating positive change for people and the planet. Yogi creates flavor-forward teas that support well-being. Their functional teas are designed to inspire and enhance everyday life and aim to help bring a moment of mindfulness to your day. I'm also going to add, there's also a company, there are lots of companies in tea that do, but I'm going to call you out because you are here today. that does a lot for the world of tea and the planet. So I'm going to call that out because, you know, you don't just talk the talk, you walk it as well. Hi, Breanne. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you today?
I'm really good. It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. I'm thirsty after listening to the last guests that you had, so I'm
Right?
excited to get started. Yeah.
I think we all need to take a field trip to the Quantum Toad in North
Yes.
Carolina. So, Breanne, I was told that you are going to make for us a horchata.
Yes, we have, you know, when we think iced tea, I think the first thing that comes to mind is something fruity, something light and summery, which is all wonderful. But I wanted to do something a little bit out of the box today and try something with this really special tea that we have. This is our Soothing Cinnamon Stress Support.
Love it.
So this one is, it's a year-round tea. I mean, you can drink it all year round. Today we'll be having it iced as like I said, an iced horchata. It's also, while delicious, it's also going to be giving you a ton of benefits as well, which we can talk about for stress. It's got some really nice, sweet, toasted, nutty notes, of course, with the cinnamon. And then one of the really interesting things our R&D team has done here is used an organic toasted brown rice in the tea bag itself. So that really helps to give it a creamy mouthfeel.
Okay.
Even if you're just going to be having it straight with water brewed hot, it's still going to be tasting full and creamy in your mouth, which is a really interesting concept from just a straight tea bag. And the drink we're going to make today is similar to a traditional Mexican drink, the horchata. So we will get started.
I have to confess, I've never made one before, ever.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
I
Here
know.
we go.
That's what I'm really excited about.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with 2/3 of a cup of long grain white rice. So you can just take your bowl and put that in there. We're also going to, at the same time, take 1 1/4 cup of almonds. The recipe says whole almonds. I use chopped. I think whatever you've got is just fine. And then what we're also going to do, and I'll talk a little bit about the formula while I do this, is put 4 tea bags of our Soothing Cinnamon Stress Support. So in addition to sort of the flavor profile that I mentioned, this tea has ashwagandha root, which is very hot. I think lots of folks are familiar with it, but it's an adaptogen. So essentially it really helps to support your body deal with stress. And when I sample this, I mean, I don't know one person who doesn't come up to me that doesn't feel stressed in some way, shape, or form. It also kind of helps to act as improve the communication between your brain and your adrenal glands, and help you. Stress is all a little bit of how you perceive it, right? And rather than this actual stress itself. So it does a good job over time in your body of helping you handle just those ups and downs of life and all the things that come with it. So what I'm going to put into this bowl, I've got my 4 tea bags, and I'm going to put 2 1/2 cups of water and of boiling water.
Okay.
And we are going to just take the smell. I wish you could smell this right now. It's very fragrant, very cinnamon forward. But what you're going to do is just take that and let it sit overnight. If you have a Vitamix or a high power blender of some sort, you probably don't have to wait the whole night. You could probably just do this a couple hours ahead of time. But we're just going to steep the tea bags in there, make sure they're covered. And then the next day or a couple hours later, come back to it.
Okay.
And
the reason you're saying to wait the amount of time because you need it to soften, right? So that it can actually blend properly. Okay.
Yes, we're softening it. I mean, when you think about what we've got in there, almonds, rice, we're infusing all of those flavors into the water along with the tea. So you're going to get at the end, it's really just complementing that toastiness, that nuttiness. You're going to be getting that and creating kind of like a rice almond milk blend, right? Yeah. So what I've done this ahead of time, so you can see here, there's now a nice creamy, it's pretty thick mixture in here. You didn't have to listen to the whole chopping of the blended mix or Vitamix. You'll have to listen to a little bit of it. And then the next thing I'm going to do is put in 1/3 of a cup of honey. This is going to sweeten. If you had maple syrup, you could do that too. You could put in sugar if you wanted to as well, whatever kind of sweetener of choice. And then if this isn't sweet enough for you, you can always add a little bit more in there. One of the other things that this tea is really great, in addition to the ashwagandha, it's also got passion flower. We use passion flower in a lot of our formulas, but passion flower is really great for winding down, giving you that feeling of sort of putting your anxiety and stresses and nerves and all those things, just putting them to bed, tucking them away. So I really think this drink would be great for, sitting out on your back deck at the end of a long day in the summertime, and just winding down.
Nice.
And the other, and the other thing is, it is, right? When you think about, when I think about what I'm looking out at it right now, but I have 2 chairs on my deck that my husband and I sit out on there. And after all, the craziness of the day and everything it's just nice to take, maybe it's only 20 minutes, but we talked about that moment of, mindfulness and just kind of being present in whatever you're doing. And sometimes having something like a tea really helps to ground you and help you feel a little bit more.
You've referred to it as moments of joy, and that's always
staying. Yes, we were. I'm always using moments of something around here, I guess.
I mean, they're all interrelated, right? It's all interrelated.
They are.
For those of you listening, the recipes for all of our Iced TV guests will be posted on our website, on our YouTube channel. So when you go, just click on more further down. All of the recipes are always there.
Amazing. So now all you're going to do, if you would like, and if you don't have a blender that can blend that up super quickly, what you can do is take a cheesecloth or like a fine mesh and squeeze the solids out. So you're only getting just that liquid. I'm doing the easy button today, and just making it all together. Plus you're getting a little bit of like the goodness of all of the fiber from everything in there as well. But once you've done that, so I mixed in the honey, I mixed in a little bit more water. I'm just going to pour it into my pitcher.
Okay.
And you have got a really nice creamy drink here. I'm going to then take it, and I've garnished a couple cinnamon sticks, little bit of ice, and serve it
oh, beautiful,
as like a nice satisfying beverage. The other thing that I tried over the weekend, which worked very well, was turning this into a popsicle. So if you wanted to freeze it, you're making like a tea infused. And once again, it's really kind of that full mouth feel.
It would almost be more like a creamsicle, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's, the texture.
It's like
very nice.
So that is, I feel like we kept it simple today, but I don't think, sometimes you don't need to overcomplicate things.
You don't.
But I mean, you were talking earlier a little bit about the impact that and the ways in which, we partner with some of our suppliers. And I think that's been that really is at the core of what we do and everything that we do as a company. Recently, there was a series that the BBC put together that we were honored to be a part of. They were highlighting B Corps. So we were talking about cardamom in that one, but we have all sorts of partnerships. That was with a company called Nextelia. They're a partner of ours in Guatemala, where we source our cardamom from. So we love those opportunities to be able to.
It's a great feature. We shared it with everybody 2 weeks ago. Really, congratulations on that. As I said, it's, there are a lot of companies within tea that do great things. And, it's not just about talking about it. It's actually about doing it. And it's always nice to see those and, to see these projects and see the effects that they have. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it helps it helps us all feel a little more connected to something bigger. I know that always, it's really easy in your day-to-day to be kind of putting your head down, doing what you need to do, going about the things that are important to you and your family and your life. But it's nice to be reminded of that bigger picture that we're all a part of, and kind of drill out to give some perspective on things too. 100%. And that helps deal with the stress too.
Well, no, that's true. You're absolutely right. And I think that, as a consumer, it's nice to know that where, the product that you're purchasing, by purchasing it, you're actually helping with these things as well. Do you know what I mean? Like whatever small role we can play in it, find it.
Absolutely. I agree. Well, thank you so much. I was going to say, if you're looking for this this item and wanting to make it pretty broad distribution all across the country, no matter where you live, you can find it at Loblaws, Superstore, London Drugs if you live in Western Canada. Pretty
super accessible.
Pretty good. If you can, anywhere that you shop, you should be able to search it out. But I think I'm going to enjoy this in the sun. It sounds like a great plan.
I hope you enjoy it. I'm glad the sun is shining where you are. It's fighting over here as to whether it wants to come out or not, but that's okay. It's not raining and it's warm. So I have, I've tempered my expectations at this point with this summer. Thank you, Breanne. You always bring such fun recipes. I really, really love this. Like I said, I've never made one before, so I'm definitely going to give it a try. Thank you.
Yes. Let me know how it goes.
I will.
Thank you. Right. Bye now.
Bye. Bye. All right. Well, and that brings us to the end of our first episode of ICE TV. I want to thank my wonderful, gorgeous, beautiful, amazing guests. Recipes, as I said, are posted on our YouTube channel. So when you go to our YouTube channel and find this video, just scroll further down and or expand sort of the script further down, and you will find the recipes. Give them a try. As I said before, these things are not complicated, and I think that at the end of the day, it's about having fun with what you do. Don't ever forget that. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.